Hey, what is up everyone? Professor Danny and Alex, and today I want to talk about side control, but basically how to escape that position if you're against someone who uses what I'm going to refer to the sloppy side control. So check it out. All right, so the sloppy side control, what is that? So basically it looks like this. I have top control and I don't know how to position myself correctly using my knees. Right, so a sloppy side control will kind of look something like this, right? So I'm just gonna bring one knee up and the other one just kind of like slides down on one side like this, almost like it's sprawled out, okay? Although it's not necessarily the worst position to do. If you see someone holding you in top side control like this, or even so like this is even worse with their legs sprawled out like this, like a chicken. So what happens now is a lot of the conventional escapes don't always work for you. All right, because you're trying to bring that frame in, bring the frame with your knee and stuff like that, but there's no space. Notice here, if my knees are up, now he's able to bring his frame in and secure that position for his escapes. All right, the moment I just bring one of those legs out, look, I just close that space and boom. Now it's hard for him to frame on this side or bring his knee on the opposite side. All right, so although you might find it difficult or challenging to escape using the conventional methods, I'm going to show you guys a few tricks I like to do sometimes when they just use that sloppy side control. All right, so Alex, you'll be on top. Let's do it from this angle. All right. So from here, right, he sprawls this leg out. All right, so if he has that bottom leg sprawled out, that's great because now there's still a crack here where his hip, so that's going to be the first line of defense is bringing that elbow inside his hip. All right, so what I need to do is just use my legs, move myself to this direction a little bit so I can have a little more space to bring my forearm inside on the hip. All right, so I use my palm and cup it right here at his waistline. So now the trick is, the question I should say is, how do I bring the bottom side in? All right, let's turn to here. So this is what I mean. You're trying to bring this knee in, but the guy sprawls his leg out like a chicken. All right, so now there's no room here. So what we need to do is always move ourselves away. So you use that frame we talked about to keep him exactly where he is. And look, you're going to bring both feet away from him sideways. And look, now you've created a little gap so you can bring your bottom knee inside. Now it's important to bring that stance back in because you want that shin in front. You want to be able to bring that knee as far in to the hip so you can use your whole shin bone and push him and you're hooking this side. So now on this opposite end, you're cupping your palm like a gooseneck. All right, so you're cupping right here so you can't move in this direction. But on the bottom side, once you move your leg, sprawl that leg out. Once you move your knee in, look, your toes are going to be hooking this side. All right? So let's start from the beginning. You're here, you're stuck. He sprawls the bottom leg down. You go one, you move yourself to bring that first frame inside. And now you have to move yourself again because now he's sprawling that leg, Alex. Yeah, he has a hard time doing the sloppy side control because he's not used to doing it this way. But the video is to show you guys, if you're having a hard time bringing this one here, what you're going to do. So I wasn't able to bring the frame in here, so I keep my hand here. And look, one, bring the knee in. Stay crouched in. Now look, use your legs and push yourself away. Push the opponent far from your face. You want that arm away from your head. He's going to grab a hold of your head, grab your gi, and that's going to be more difficult. So now as you create space and you move, you bring the second knee in, and look, you're ready to start playing the open guard position. We'll stop from here, not to make it too complicated, but of course, you can make grips. You could start to play spider guard if he stands up to the collar and sleeve. Many options from here. But the idea is how to escape the side control and insert that knee. All right, let's look at something else. Now, you're gonna bring the same elbow inside onto the hip. All right, so again, sometimes you use this arm and you push. But if he's holding super tight and he's heavier than you, it might be challenging for you if you're starting out. Not for someone who's experienced, but for someone who's starting out in Jiu-Jitsu to understand the concept of bridging and shrimping. Everyone forgets that concept. So what happens now is they use only arm strength. And it looks like this. They do one option here by grabbing the gi, trying to pull the opponent off, which is never going to work. The second thing they might do as well is they just push from the bottom like this and exert themselves. That's not going to work as well. And then the last thing they're trying to do is just use the arm, like just pushing with the arm. They said, okay, the coach said I have to bring the frame in front or bring it this way, and they just use the arm strength. And again, they're going to get tired from here. All right, so if you forget about the details, I want to show you guys a few tricks that could still help you save yourself to escape the side control position. So look, again, I think the most important thing you should remember is bring this arm here. All right, this arm is always going to be for the taking. If you're rolling with a new beginner and we're both 1 month training in, like, you know, white belts, only 30 days of training or so, right? More than likely, this guy's not going to far side arm bar here. He's not going to spin around, right? But he's going to be hooking this arm and switching the Keiza. So I want to hide this as fast as possible. So I just turn to the side and insert that elbow in, all right? So now a little bit more safe, plus you're going to get that good concept of always controlling this hip, right? So that way there, if he tries to spin around later on, switch his base, you have something to frame his hip, all right? So we're going to deal with that leg now, where this time this arm is going to work its way through and get to the armpit. So I want to bring my wrist underneath his armpit, okay? So look, once we're here, we move ourselves away again, see? Again, away from him. So if you take your arm out, Alex, there's a little bit of space and clearance between our bodies. But I can't stay here. This guy's going to be resisting. So immediately, look, you're going to bring your feet in, and I want you guys to post up on your elbow. All right? Post up on your elbow. Why? Because you want to go back to the basic techniques of always posting onto your arm behind your back. This is a good post. This is a good base for you, because now you have that facing position once again, and the clearance needed to start playing your guard, to start fighting again if you're rolling, but you're not getting squished as you were in the side control position. So I like to stay here with 1 foot on the outside. Sometimes, of course, you're gonna have already the underhook here, so you're safe. Always clear here, and now you can work your way in to the butterfly guard position, maybe go double unders. That's gonna be for later videos, but for now, I'm just trying to say, let's work on basic escaping, or I should even say repositioning yourself from the bottom position. Now, there's one more escape I want to show you guys, and this escape is not necessarily something that's super technical, but you can get away with this a lot. And this one here is going to work well when this guy sprawls the top leg up, right? He sprawls this leg right here. This one is extended, the hip is grounded, and now the opposite side is against your hip. All right, so now it's going to make it more challenging for you to bring that frame underneath the hip, because he's dropping his weight and sprawling that top leg. All right, so bring this leg all the way out like this, okay? Now, he's holding on to you super tight on top of everything. So it's crushing the wind. He's going chest to chest, using a lot of almighty power around your neck, all right? Using that arm strength. That's very common from beginners. So a lot of times once they secure this position, they don't want to let go, right? They worked hard to pass your guard. So now from here, they're going to hold with all their might, and they're going to extend this leg. And now you can't even frame, like I just said. That's the first rule of thumb. So look, this next technique, what we're going to do is we're going to use our palm and keep it behind his neck, right? The more this opponent is holding on strong against you, that means his head is going to be low. He's going to hold on tight, and you're going to bring your palm like this. And look, I'm going to use this arm, and I'm just going to bring it extended just like his leg. But at the same time I do this, I'm going to start to walk in this direction. But look, as I start to push, I drive him over. As his head tilts, look where you end up. Boom. Grip breaks, and you're in the top position. And this is referred to not a headlock, but a Keiza Gatame position. All right, so look, I have the arm around the neck, and immediately I'm going to secure that arm right onto my own leg right there, so that with it raises his head off the mat, and he can't overpower you by trying to bridge you back out or roll you in this direction, because you're anchored yourself into this position. So once again, you're stuck here on the bottom. You're having a hard time bringing this arm inside to frame his hip. And on top of it, this guy's holding onto your neck a lot. All right, so if you tried the first technique, not working, even underhooking here, the guy's not letting you, you're immovable from here, right? There's going to be a lot of tricks, but this one is super cool against someone who's holding on tight. So all you do now, look, keep your hand here, because this is where it's going to land. Keep his head low. Bring your arm extended, and now look, start to move yourself away and bridge him off into the kesa. Overhook this arm and bring your palm onto your lap. This is a nice and easy escape to get out from someone who's resisting the technical way. All right, guys, so there you have it. Some basic fundamental escapes you can use in your side control bottom game. Hope you enjoyed this content. Leave us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here, and we'll see you
in the next video.
Take care.